Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Becoming a parent, it's like winning a prize, the best prize ever. But then you realize the prize came with like a million instruction manuals, and none of them are in a language you understand. And you're just trying to figure it out one diaper explosion at a time. Being a new parent is one of life's most rewarding experiences, but it can also feel overwhelming. In today's video, we're sharing effective stress relief techniques that will help you find balance and keep your mind at ease during those hectic early days. So buckle up, grab a cup of whatever you can get your hands on, probably cold coffee, let's be honest, and get ready to feel a little bit more zen. Okay, first things first, new parents, you are allowed to feel stressed. You are allowed to feel overwhelmed. In fact, if a new parent told me they weren't stressed, I'd be a little worried. It's like, you brought this tiny human into the world, you're responsible for keeping it alive, and you're running on like 2 hours of sleep. If anyone's allowed to feel stressed, it's you. The first step is acknowledging those feelings. Don't try to be a hero, don't try to be perfect. Just say, hey, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now, and that's okay. It's like when I try to make a souffle, it's not always going to be pretty, but we acknowledge it, we laugh, and we order pizza. One thing that really helps me when I'm feeling overwhelmed is journaling. Just grab a notebook or even the Notes app on your phone and just start writing. It doesn't have to be fancy, just get those feelings out of your head and onto the page. It's like therapy, but cheaper. And speaking of therapy, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional. They're like the hairstylists of the mind. They can help you sort out all the tangles. All right, let's talk about deep breathing. I know, you've heard it a million times, but seriously, it works. It's like a magic trick for your brain. When you're stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart races, you start to breathe faster, and your mind goes a mile a minute. Deep breathing helps to slow all of that down. It's like hitting the pause button on your stress response. So here's how you do it. Find a comfortable position, close your eyes if you want to, and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up your belly like a balloon. Hold it for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, like you're blowing out birthday candles. And repeat. You can do this anytime, anywhere. Waiting for the baby to finish a bottle? Deep breaths. Changing a diaper explosion of epic proportions? Deep breaths. Trying to figure out how to assemble a complicated baby toy? Definitely deep breaths. Now let's talk about mindfulness. Mindfulness is basically just paying attention to the present moment without judgment. So, instead of worrying about the pile of laundry that's taller than you are, or the fact that you haven't showered in 3 days, just focus on your breath or the feeling of your baby's soft skin against yours. It's about being present in the moment and appreciating the little things. All right, I know what you're thinking, Ellen, I can barely keep my eyes open, let alone exercise. But trust me on this one. Exercise is like a magic potion for stress. It releases endorphins, which are like little happy chemicals that make you feel good. And who couldn't use a little more happiness in their life, especially when you're running on fumes and baby drool? Now, I'm not saying you have to run a marathon or anything. Even a little bit of movement can make a big difference. Take a walk with the baby in the stroller, do some gentle stretches while the baby naps, or put on some music and dance around the living room like nobody's watching. Because let's be honest, nobody's watching. They're all too busy trying to keep their own tiny humans alive. And the best part? Exercise is good for both your physical and mental health. So not only will you feel less stressed, but you'll also be setting a good example for your little one. It's a win-win. Okay, this is a big one, and it's something that a lot of new parents struggle with. Self-care. When you're so busy taking care of another human being, it's easy to forget about taking care of yourself. But trust me, self-care is not selfish, it's essential. Think of it like this. You know how on an airplane they tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others? It's the same principle here. You can't pour from an empty cup. You need to take care of yourself so that you can be the best parent you can be. So what does self-care look like for a new parent? It can be as simple as taking a few minutes to yourself to read a book, take a relaxing bath, or just sit in silence and do absolutely nothing. It could be going for a walk by yourself, getting a massage, or having coffee with a friend. The important thing is to make time for yourself, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. And don't feel guilty about it. You deserve it. All right, let's be real for a second. Being a new parent can be lonely, like really lonely. especially if you're spending most of your days at home with a tiny human who can't even hold a conversation yet. That's why it's so important to seek support from others. Talk to your partner, your friends, your family, or even a therapist. Join a parenting group or an online forum. Connecting with other people who understand what you're going through can make a world of difference. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Need someone to watch the baby for an hour so you can take a nap? Ask. Need someone to bring you a hot meal because you haven't had time to cook all week? Ask. People want to help, so let them. Remember, you're not alone in this. There's a whole community of people out there who are going through the same thing. So reach out, connect, and know that you're not alone. Okay, let's talk about routines. I know, routines might not sound very exciting, but trust me, when you have a newborn, routines are your best friend. Think of it like this. Babies thrive on predictability. When they know what to expect, they're less likely to be fussy. And when they're less fussy, you're less stressed. It's a beautiful cycle. So, how do you create a routine? Start by figuring out your baby's natural sleep-wake cycles. Once you have a general idea of when they like to sleep and eat, you can start to build a loose schedule around that. Now, I'm not saying you have to be rigid about it. Babies are unpredictable, and there will be days when your routine goes out the window. And that's okay. Just try to get back on track as soon as you can. Having a routine can help to bring some order to the chaos that is newborn life, and that can make a big difference in your stress levels. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about joy. When you're in the thick of new parenthood, it's easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day grind. The sleepless nights, the endless diaper changes, the constant feedings. It can be a lot. But it's important to remember to stop and smell the roses. Or, in this case, stop and smell the baby's head. Because let's be honest, baby heads smell amazing. Take a moment to appreciate the little things. The way your baby smiles when you look at them. The sound of their tiny breaths. The feeling of their hand wrapped around your finger. These small moments of joy are what make it all worthwhile. So don't forget to savor them. Take pictures, write them down in a journal, or just commit them to memory. Because these are the moments you'll want to remember long after your baby isn't so little anymore. Being a new parent is challenging, but by incorporating these stress relief techniques into your daily routine, you can create a more peaceful, balanced life for you and your baby. Thank you for watching. If you found these tips helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video. We'd love to hear your own stress relief strategies in the comments below. Remember, you're doing an amazing job.